My name's Kevin Boehm. I am the co-founder of Boca Restaurant Group in Chicago, and I'm here at Chef's Garden, and I spoke on hospitality today. I think the core competencies in the restaurant business are, great food, enlightened hospitality, great design, but I think for us, it's always been also creating an emotional experience and tie into those things. When I think back to my most impactful dining experiences, they always had this emotional element to them. So figuring out how to be really personal and intentional and emotional inside of our spaces, so we make a real connection and actual relationship with the diner, I think has been one of the hallmarks of what we've done all these years. People always ask me the question, what is the key ingredient to making a memorable experience for a guest? And it's a really easy answer, which is care. If you're empathetic towards the guest, and in addition to that, if you seize the opportunities to give great hospitality, that's when you're really going to win in this business. They're out there. There's all these little moments that you can find and capture if you're really paying attention to really jump and seize on a great moment. And then you can play this kind of like guest starring role in somebody else's movie. That's the most exciting moments for me. The digital world is most impactful when you can use it to do things that are really analog. And what I mean by that is, technology can help you get and accumulate a lot of great raw data about a guest. But looking at that, what you need to do is how can we find emotional value in this digital data that we can use on a guest and really touch and make them feel emotion within the dining experience. We're like little CIA agents sometimes, gathering all this little information. But the creative part of us is when we sit down and say, what do we see here within this information that will allow us to make them be seen inside the space? Technology, combined with emotion, that's where it's best. 20 years ago, a man came into one of my restaurants and brought a bottle of wine that had been given to him by his father on his wedding day. It was now that man's 25th anniversary, and it was a bottle of 1961 Chateau Lafite that they were going to open up at this anniversary party. He came a little bit early and said, hey, I want to decant this bottle now. Even the invitation for that day had a picture of the bottle of the wine on it because it represented his father being there. I decanted the bottle of wine, and as I stuck my wine knife into it, I knew the cork already started to crumble, and the wine was corked. And the man full on cried in front of me. I quickly said to him, I was like, hey, you and I are the only people that know that this bottle of wine is corked. What if we tried to replace it with something else? And he goes, these are very wine-savvy people. They're not going to accept a bottle of 97 Silver Oak as the bottle. They're going to know the difference. I said, you know what? I know a guy who's got an incredible wine collection. He's also a really good human and a romantic. Let me call him and see if he has anything. He had a bottle of 1966 Lafite. No, 61, but still the best, a great bottle and a good vintage. And I said, how much do you want for it? He said, $100 cash money. The guy was like, sold. I went down and grabbed it, came back, we decanted it. It was beautiful. Everybody showed up, we poured in the bottle of wine, and everybody then was quickly talking about the greatest bottle of wine they'd ever had in their entire lives. And then the man came over and he poured me 2 ounces of it, and he cheers me. We took a drink of it, and he came over and he grabbed my face with his hands on both my cheeks and gave me a kiss on both cheeks. And he said, young man, you are a beautiful liar. Right there, that little moment that we turned something that looked like it was a disaster into something that ended up being just as a beautiful a moment for everybody else, exemplifies what I want to be all the time in this business. It's that kind of effort. It's that kind of love where people take the greatest moments of their lives and choose to share them inside of our spaces. And when we can help pull a rabbit out of a hat, that's pretty special.